What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Two in the Zone. Just a reminder, we're doing this Tuesday, Thursdays, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays now. Monday, Tuesdays, Thursday. Yes. We didn't do it yesterday. It was a holiday, but we are back today. Everybody, give our sponsor, Seven Stack Sports, a follow right there, right on the screen. The best book on Twitter, and they're running amazing promos right now. Definitely check them out. They have amazing stuff for hockey. Baseball season is just around the corner, so definitely look into that. Let us know if you sign up with them, and you'll get free VIP from both myself and Dead. Speaking of Dead, my guy, the one and only, how are you doing, my friend?
What's up, brother? Yeah, just had a nice trip this weekend, so happy to get back in the workplace, get back with you, and talk some hoops. I had a lot to diagnose from All Star Weekend. I know there's not going to be any games tonight, but that doesn't mean we can't get into it, right? Get some plays out for the people for some futures, and kind of maybe sneak in some college basketball content in here as well. Give out a pick or two. So excited to be back. All-Star Weekend. That dunk contest, AC, was brutal.
I didn't watch it. I'm so
You didn't
thankful.
watch the second?
No.
See, I wasn't gonna it just happened to be on at the bar I was at, right? It's still a big event, I guess. So I was like, you know what, I'll keep it on. I had to be Toppin, so I was happy with the ultimate result. But I mean, absolutely brutal. Like worst dunk contest I can remember. And I mean, it just kept getting worse. Like I thought, all right, maybe the finals, but like Juan Toscado Anderson, great story, but he's not like. You don't think of him as like an elite dunker, right?
Yeah,
like
we just need Ja Morant in it. Let's be honest. We just need Ja.
And I don't know how they get them there. I mean, more incentives, more money, what it is, but that was not fun. I thought the 3-point contest was fun, right? I had Luke Kennard to win it, so that did not get home because Karl-Anthony Towns, he actually set a record, for most 3-pointers made in a final round. So pretty cool for him. I mean, he's been through a lot, right? In the last couple of years. So
for sure, yeah.
Real good story there for Cat. But All-Star Game, I did not watch, actually. That one I missed, but heard that was actually good. So I think I missed the good part of the All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, I mean, since they instituted the Elam scoring, so like first to 50 or first to whatever the number is in the fourth quarter, it's just been a lot more exciting towards the end of the games. I mean, just like when you play pickup at the gym, right? It's just a lot easier to follow going to a certain score compared to like a timed event. But yeah, I watched the second half of the All-Star game. It was pretty good. Steph Curry went bonkers. He ended up with 50 points, 16 3-pointers, new NBA All-Star record. Record for most points was 52, and I think he was 1-3 away from that. But yeah, I think LeBron now is 3-0 since this new format. Every time you have LeBron, Giannis, and Steph Curry on the same team, it's just kind of unfair. Like it was Embiid versus the entire team in the fourth quarter. I know you didn't get to see it, but Embiid was like the alpha on the other team. It was really cool to watch. He was posting everyone up, getting everyone free shots. So, and then Embiid was like, yeah, he was in like he wasn't like laughing, smiling. He was like serious.
No
like
bullshit.
He wanted to win.
Like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, so that was cool to watch because I love when people or players actually care about the game.
Yeah. And you get that from Giannis every year too, right? I mean, everything to him also. I mean, I feel like he takes very serious. But for this show, AC, we're gonna get into some futures, right?
Let's do it.
It's a dead time in the NBA. So if you're like an NBA junkie right now, you're going through some tough times, but we're still here to give you guys some picks that you can just get some action on. So me and you were on a lot of futures preseason, I think. I know we aligned on a few. The Spurs team total wins. That was actually my biggest one. That's looking good, right? I think they only need like 6 more to get there. So, I mean, it's possible they don't because, you never know with how stuff will end up. But let's get into some that we can bet right now.
And the Bulls to make the playoffs. I think you and I aligned on that too. I went heavy on that.
Right. And that one was pretty simple there.
Yeah.
I know it was a little juiced up, but not nearly. I think I had like minus 145. That should have been like 250, 300 range. So I think we called a weak line there.
So do you mind if I go through some of the interesting ones I've seen? Okay, so we'll keep with the whole team make the playoffs things, yes or no. This one's super interesting, right? the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and the rest of their, over 35-year-old team. But to make the playoffs and to miss the playoffs is even odds, man. It's basically even.
Interesting.
It's 50-50. That to me is a screamer that it's a no, but I don't know. Like, it's so hard to count LeBron out. Like, do you have the standings up in front of you right now?
I will get them up.
Yeah.
That one, now you're making me think, because I feel like that's a really good play. Because although, like, okay, so say the season stopped today, right? They're in 9. So we remember how
they have to play the 10th.
They would have to win that, and then
and then win the 7-8.
Loser of 7-8.
Yeah.
Okay. And the 10 right now, by the way, is Portland. So they're gonna.
Okay, they'll get that.
I mean, Portland just beat them, but they should. See, the issue with the West, the reason I like this, right, is the 10 in the West is going to be just brutal. It's either going to be Portland, San Antonio, or the Pelicans. I don't want to say the Pelicans are brutal. Like, I mean, in terms of like winning a playoff game, I think the one who poses the most threat there is the Pelicans, because now
Zion is back. Yeah,
McCollum, and they got better. Like, Portland's in tank mode. The fact that Portland is 2 games ahead of the field for a playing game is kind of crazy.
So there's no one outside of the Spurs or the Pelicans close to 10th right now.
Kings are 4.5. So Kings, technically they have a shot. Oklahoma City and Houston, I'm closing the book.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think they have to worry about that first game. But who is currently in 7 and 8?
So 7 is Minnesota.
Ooh.
8's the Clippers. But the interesting thing with the Clippers is George, and even Kawhi, there's been like signs of, he might. Like, the Clippers are a complete mystery. I think they're going to just throw in the towel, because now
I don't think they're coming back this season.
Yeah, I don't think I like it. I do, because I think that the T-Wolves at this point are a tough out. Like, the scary thing would be if the T-Wolves played like an 8, like say it's still the Clippers, and they just kind of lay an egg in the game. Then you have to go beat Minnesota. That's a tougher game. I think the Lakers can climb into the 8th or 7th spot.
They want to. They need to, because
I don't think they can get to 6.
They need to get to 7 and 8, because that first game, you just never know, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if AD gets hurt, turns a corner in that first quarter, an ankle in that first quarter?
Yeah, they're 6 games out of the 6th spot right now, behind Denver.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That's a lot of games to make up this time.
And Davis is hurt.
Yeah,
as always. Yeah. All right. Another interesting one to make the playoffs. So I thought that was cool, right? Probably the most popular team in the league, and it's basically even odds. But this one is kind of a shocker right now. I mean, they've been struggling all year, but the Atlanta Hawks, who were a surprise team last year, beat your Sixers, beat the Knicks. Beat the Knicks and then beat your Sixers. They are plus 160 to make it, minus 215 to not make the playoffs. Where are they currently standing right now?
So they're plus money for no playoffs?
Yeah, plus 160.
Yeah, I think I like the value, but I think they're going to have trouble. So right now they're the 10, and they are 4.5 games behind being the 7, and they're 5 games behind being a 6. So the East is starting to stretch a little more, right?
And that's with their 8-game winning streak.
Yeah, that's with a lot of wins.
Yeah.
So the crazy thing is, I had one of my friends was texting today and said it was crazy odds, but I don't know, it was 10,000 to win, 2,000 on Nets to make the playoffs. Hey, this is free money. The Nets are 8th seed, and the way KD, right? We don't really know when he's coming back.
Yeah.
And the way, how many more games can Kyrie play this year? 13? It's some crazy number.
Less than half. Yeah.
And Simmons, you don't know when he's coming back.
No.
So I think the Nets are going to be in a play-in spot. I don't think they're going to be able to crack the top 6, because right now the Nets are 2.5 behind being a top 16 behind the Celtics.
That's crazy how much they slid, man. They were in first place just a few weeks ago.
A few weeks back. But the issue is when is KD back?
Yeah, it's all contingent on Kevin Durant. You can name Kyrie and Ben and all those guys. If KD is playing, then they will win the play-in game and get
Yeah.
into the playoffs, but we just don't know if he's playing.
And I just want to note here, I see their next 3 games: Celtics, Bucks, and Raptors. Tough games. Then they have to play Toronto again, then Miami, then Boston, then Philly. So they're like they have a gauntlet of a schedule.
They got to go like 5-3 in those 8 at the minimum.
I don't know if they can. I mean, the advantage that they do have is the Celtics game and the Nets game are at home, so you have Kyrie.
Yeah.
But Kyrie can't play in Toronto. I think that's one place he can play, right? Toronto's not. So I don't know I don't know. I think they're a tough team to trust. But like their odds are crazy to make playoffs. But getting back to the Hawks, I think they have a shot. This is what it comes down to. Can they beat Toronto or Brooklyn? Really? I think they can beat the Hornets. Can they beat Toronto or Brooklyn?
Man, there's so many good teams in the East, man.
The East, it's strong. It's a strong.
Dude, minus 215 for the Hawks not to make the playoffs.
I'm going to agree there. The odds are pretty wild on them.
Yeah. They were an Eastern Conference finals team last year. Like,
which is
that's
crazy.
insane. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's move forward here. We'll stay in the East here. Some of the division bets. Sixers got that one, I think, running away. Sixers minus 215 to win the Atlantic. The next closest is the Celtics plus 340. And that's with the Celtics, I think, winning 10 of their last 11 games. You would only expect the Sixers to be better moving forward once Harden returns. I think this next race is interesting. Central Division, Bucks, Bulls. Bucks are plus 110. The Bulls are plus 170. Is there value here in the Bulls, or do you think just the Bucks will just run away with it?
Yeah, I think the Bucks are like I trust the Bucks more, right?
That's great value too, plus 110.
Right. Yeah, the value there is strong. I think the Bulls, not that they slide in the second half, but kind of like LaVine, now I know he's cleared, but they haven't been all that healthy. I think the Bucks at the beginning of the year were struggled a little bit with the health, but they've been able to kind of counter that in the second half of the season, getting healthy. So I would say the Bucks, their AC to get it done.
Okay. That might be a great bet. Bucks to win the Central Division plus 110. The rest of the divisions are kind of landslides: Jazz, Suns, Heat, and Grizzlies. So those are easy.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to some of the awards, man. So your boy Joel Embiid, right now he is the front runner for MVP. This is about where he was last season as well before he got hurt. Joel Embiid right now is a plus 130. If you were able to get on him a lot earlier, props to you guys. I still think there's a little value left with Embiid. He's by far the best player right now, and he just shoulders the most out of anybody on any team.
Right.
Number 2 is Jokic plus 290, Giannis plus 400, and Curry plus 850. Outside of Embiid, because I know you're biased, who would you go for?
Let me pull up these odds now. Let's see. So for me, yeah, I mean, Embiid is just the one that I want to go with, obviously.
And that's an amazing story for Philly because they just got Bryce Harper MVP, and now they could get Embiid MVP.
And snagging Embiid. Hey, it's possible. I think Giannis at the plus 400 is still really appealing, just because at that point you kind of get into value.
Mm-hmm.
Like a super long shot is DeRozan, because I think what DeRozan's been able to do, I think he's being a little bit disrespected this year,
mm-hmm.
simply in the sense of him being so valuable to the Bulls, right? Like the leap that the Bulls took, Chicago's took this year, it's really amazing. I mean, he's been pretty much all season in the comparisons of Michael Jordan and just like records wise, like what he's doing. I think he is really good value. I don't think he'll get there, but like now you're getting a bad number on Embiid. So I'm not saying like don't take 130, but even like a month ago you could have got him at like 600. So like your odds are getting worse. I do think it's going to be Embiid this year because kind of like you said for the All-Star game, I say he's so motivated right now.
He is.
Where he's in a different level, right? Like he's just not.
And he should be. He's in his prime. He by far is the most offensive skilled player in the league.
Right.
That's to me, that's like out of any position. I think what he can do on the court is amazing because he's already top tier, in the post, and then he can shoot fadeaways, threes, 85% at the free throw line. Like the guy is unguardable.
Yeah.
They're not going to give Jokic back-to-back. Like that's not going to happen,
That's
even
what I
though
was
he
thinking
deserves
too.
it. Yeah, I mean, he's amazing, but they're just not, right? The NBA voters are not going to do that. So it's really, to me, I think it's a three-man race between Embiid, Curry, and Giannis. And I think you're right. Giannis does have a lot of value. And if the Bucks reel off, let's say they finish the season 19-3 or something, right? And they finish first in the East, like it might go to Giannis at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. This one is kind of an easy one. Rookie of the year, Evan Mobley is minus 500. But the rest of the guys here, you have Cade, Scotty Barnes, Josh Giddey, Franz Wagner, Ayu. All these guys are playing a lot better, but I mean, this is Mobley's award to lose, right? Minus 500.
I'd say so. I mean, this is a bet where I don't know if you really. I don't want to say there's no value at betting someone outside of Mobley, but I mean, I think it's a runaway at this point in the year.
I have a good friend. I mean, you know him, Doug from ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
These are the bets that he does. Like he'll go all in on Mobley for like a absurd amount of money because he's like, well, it's at the end of the day, who is going to win? To him, it's free. To him, it's free.
Kind of like that Nets to make the playoffs. Like it's an obscure mindset, but like it works, right? Like you can get there. My thing is with Mobley is I think the only way he loses out at this point is some type of injury, right? Like I don't think, and even at that point, I mean, he's gonna have it.
Even if he gets injured, yeah.
Because
didn't Ben win Rookie of the Year? Ben won Rookie of the Year playing like 60 games, right? 50 games.
I think he won like his second year.
Right? Yeah, he won his second year, but even his second year, he missed a bunch of games.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, I think that there's a really good chance that obviously Mobley gets done, but like sprinkle maybe at this point, but I think it's Mobley's to lose. Interesting ones here. I see conference seeding.
Oh yeah.
Miami's minus 110 to be first, and then everyone else is like.
That's interesting, right?
Isn't that, yeah, I think it's kind of weird. Now you go to the West, the Suns are minus 900 to finish first in the West. Beg your pardon. So, like.
That's free money.
Plus 350 and the Chicago's plus 300. Bucks are plus 400. So maybe one of them can dethrone. Like they're not that far behind.
Yeah.
Miami to where it's like impossible, right? They're only.
I think that's a bad bet. If you're gonna bet Miami to finish number one at minus 110, that's just bad because there's like 4 or 5 teams in a running.
Right. I think again, Philly or Milwaukee have really good chance because again they're 2.5 games back. Like they can make that up literally in a week. So. I like that bet there. A couple more team futures that I just wanted to go over regular season wins on. I think that, the Nuggets are at 47.5, right? That's their current team total, like that you can live bet. So they have to win 15 games from this point on. But if you look at the Nuggets schedule, AC, it really weakens. So they have 24 games left. So you would assume if you
15-9.
What's that? 15-9, right?
Yeah.
So here's who they play. They play the Kings twice, and then the Blazers once. So that should be easy, right? Then they play the Thunder, the Rockets, and the Pelicans. So that's 6 games that they should win. Like maybe they go 5-1 there. Then you flip. They have the Warriors in Denver, which is a winnable game, right, at home.
Yeah.
Kings again, and then they'll have a couple tough games: Warriors, Raptors, Sixers, and then again it gets pretty weak there. Wizards. They see the Clippers. They see the Thunder. They see the Pacers. Like their schedule gets pretty light in the second half. I would push that there because I think, what did we say, 15-9 they have to get? Like that's not unrealistic for this Nuggets team, and we know Jokic is playing at that MVP level.
That's a great look, and it's also going to depend if the Nuggets, and we know they are, if they're jousting for playoff position, because they want to. Yeah, they want to be. They obviously they want to get to home court, right? Because it's hard to play in Denver, but even if they're 5th or 6th, they're gonna try to get to 4th. So yeah, I like that bet. That's pretty good.
All right.
Any other team wins? Dude, the Lakers are under 38.5 minus 125.
It's crazy. I was looking at that. Their schedule also kind of weakens. I don't want to say it weakens a ton, but it gets a little better. Also, I'm looking at my preseason futures right now. So I have the Nuggets at 47.5. I had it at minus 140. It's currently 135. So they're paced like right there. That one will come down to the wire for sure. And then our Spurs bet at 28.5. It's currently 31.5. So
We're
not
great.
saying
Yeah, we're
we
looking
could
good.
middle that, but like we might be able to slightly, I think you can catch both. I think it's going to come to like 30. I don't know if they get 31.5. That's they're such an odd team. Like they're so, Jekyll and Hyde with how they play.
All right, a couple last ones here. Let's see. Scoring leader. This one's kind of interesting. If you want to pull up the current list, so Giannis is plus 190 to finish as the scoring king of the season. Joel Embiid plus 200, so basically even. Basically even odds there. LeBron James, I didn't realize how high he was on the scoring list right now, but he's plus 240. Luka plus 1,000. DeMar DeRozan plus 1,200. Trae Young plus 1,800. Who's leading right now? It has to be Embiid, right?
This is tough because I don't know about pure like averaging points, or are we talking like total points?
It would be averaging.
It would be averaging. Okay, so
Yeah.
Embiid is averaging 29.6
Yeah, I
per.
see it now.
Where's Giannis at?
29.4.
So it's
LeBron
Embiid.
29.1, DeMar DeRozan 28.1, and Trae Young 27.8. Those are too far. It's really the three guys that are above 29 right now: LeBron, Giannis, and Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be Embiid, man. He
I think
does
so,
more
too.
offensively than the others. I mean, LeBron is scoring a ton, but you would assume, I guess it's hard, right? Because James Harden is going to come back too. He's going to take some of the shots away. Oh, that's tough.
It is.
Tough.
Well, see, but the thing with Harden also is, I agree he'll take some shots away, but he's also going to create the easiest shots of Embiid's career. I know Simmons is a great passer, but I think the pick and roll is going to be lethal. Because you have to respect the difference with Ben, right? You could play you play that pick and roll much easier because you don't have to respect his jump shooting. Where with Embiid, beg your pardon, I said Harden. They go underneath, you can shoot. So I'm excited to see it, AC. I mean, we only have a few more days till we see the James Harden debut, and a few more days until the NBA is back. But I thought we did a good job today, kind of getting through
that was fun.
futures. I know it wasn't as appealing as other episodes for you guys.
I mean, money is money, right, guys? If you could find angles, whether it's futures or straight bets for games, I mean, at the end of the day, the bookie doesn't care. They have to pay out.
That's true. Some people say I don't like futures because my money's tied up. It's like any other investment, right? You got to wait a little bit. But this time of year, the NBA is getting there, right? It's almost getting to the. We only have like 2 months left, so it's really not that long.
So let's close it. Let's close it out, Dead, with I guess your pick to win the NBA Finals. Right now, the Sixers are.
That's where I'm going.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going Sixers Warriors final.
Ooh, Sixers Warriors finals. Okay, Sixers right now are plus 700 to win. Warriors are plus 425. I'm gonna go with the repeat champs, man. I think Giannis.
Great, yeah.
Plus 700.
I got him up here. I said over here.
I think it's really good value. You and I also both love the Heat, right? The Heat built for the playoffs. They're plus 1,000. Yeah, plus 1,000 there to win. I don't know if they have enough superstar power to kind of beat all those teams in the East. Giannis, Embiid, Durant, like all those guys, even the Bulls. I think the Suns have an easy road, in my opinion. You think the Warriors are getting in? I think the Suns have an easy road. The only way, in my opinion, the Suns don't get in and represent the Western Conference is if Chris Paul gets hurt. And we kind of know he has a history of getting hurt in the playoffs.
Which is also very possible.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, again, guys, thank you for hanging out with us during this episode. We will be back with another one. Where we're going tomorrow, AC? Is that how we're
Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys then.